Thank you very much, Vandana Singh, for bringing your expertise as an aviation expert to our conversation today. Now we move on to our next story. In India's western city of Pune, rescue teams are still searching for people trapped under the rubble of a collapsed bridge. The tragedy struck on Sunday evening when a bridge over the Indrayani River gave way, sweeping scores of tourists into the water. Officials confirmed that 4 people have died, while several others remain missing. Let us listen in to what the rescue team officer had to say.
तकरीबन 3 से 4 आदमी अंदर फंसे हुए ऐसी इंफॉर्मेशन जो लोकल है वहाँ से इंफॉर्मेशन मिली है। तो इसके हिसाब से अभी जो गवर्नमेंट का जो भी रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन है उसके हिसाब से सर्च ऑपरेशन अभी स्टार्ट करने वाले हैं। थोड़ी देर में सब जो भी रिलेटेड लोग हैं वो यहाँ पे आने के बाद सब रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन स्टार्ट होंगे।
50 people have been pulled to safety, according to the district collector. 7 of them are now in critical condition and being treated in the intensive care unit of a local hospital. Rescue operations are ongoing with divers and emergency crews working around the clock to locate the missing. Let us listen in to what the district collector had to say.
यहाँ पे अथरो हॉस्पिटल में 7 पेशेंट आईसीयू में एडमिटेड हैं। उनकी परिस्थिति का अभी अंदाज़ा लिया गया है। डॉक्टर के हिसाब से 6 पेशेंट डेंजर जोन से बाहर हैं। एक जो पेशेंट हमें काफ़ी देरी से मिला था उसकी परिस्थिति क्रिटिकल है, लेकिन एज ऑफ नाउ स्टेबल है। टोटल मिला के अभी तक 50 लोगों को रेस्क्यू किया जा चुका है। अनफॉर्चुनेटली 4 लोगों की मृत्यु हुई है।
The collapse has raised questions about safety measures as authorities work to determine what caused the bridge to fail during peak tourist hours. Local officials have promised a full investigation into the incident. Now we move on to another story. The U.S. aircraft carrier USS Nimitz has left the South China Sea and is heading to west. Ship tracking data shows its course pointing towards the Middle East. This comes after a planned port call in Vietnam's Da Nang city was cancelled. Sources say a formal reception scheduled for June 20th was called off due to an emergent operational requirement. The U.S. Embassy in Hanoi has not commented. Last week, the Nimitz conducted maritime security operations in the region. Its westward move now signals a shift amid escalating tensions between Israel and Iran in the Middle East. Now we stay on Asia. China is keeping silent on a new think tank report claiming it has the world's fastest growing nuclear arsenal. Responding to questions, a foreign ministry spokesperson Guo Jiakun said China follows a strategy of self-defense and maintains its nuclear force at a minimum level for national security. Beijing insists it does not seek to join any arms race. The comments come amid growing global concerns over China's military buildup. While the report has raised alarms, China has offered no direct rebuttal or comment on the data itself. Pressure mounts as tensions rise in multiple geopolitical hotspots around the world. Now we move on to Europe. MI6 has appointed a woman to lead the agency for the first time in its 116-year history. Blaise Metrivelli will become the 18th chief of the Secret Intelligence Service later this year, replacing Richard Moore. Metrivelli joined MI6 in 1999 and currently serves as Director General Q, overseeing the service's technology and innovation division. Metrivelli said she was proud and honored to take on the role, adding that she looks forward to continuing the mission alongside MI6 officers and international partners. Prime Minister Keir Starmer called the appointment historic and praised the intelligence service's growing importance in today's global climate. Metrivelli also held senior positions in MI5 and has worked extensively in the Middle East as well as Europe. Now we move on to North America. Tragedy strikes West Virginia as flash floods kill at least 5 people, including a 3-year-old child. Torrential rain hit Wheeling Saturday night, with up to 4 inches falling in just 30 minutes, triggering deadly flooding. Rescue teams are still searching for 3 missing individuals. Emergency services were overwhelmed as roads, bridges, and highways were damaged, delaying response efforts. Vehicles were swept into creeks. A mobile home caught fire, and some residents were forced to climb trees to escape rising waters. Ohio Country Emergency Management Director Lou Wargo called it the worst flooding he's seen in 35 years. Meanwhile, in Fairmont, heavy flooding Sunday caused an apartment building to partially collapse, forcing residents to evacuate. 1 woman lost home belongings and pet dog. The storm has left thousands without power and widespread destruction in its wake. Authorities warn of ongoing danger as recovery efforts continue and more rain is expected in the region. Now we move on to Asia. South Korea will unveil a second supplementary budget this Thursday. The move follows a $10.13 billion package passed in May. The new plan targets economic strains caused by the U.S. tariffs and weak consumer spendings. President Lee Jae-myung supports more government spending to boost demand. The budget will include relief for food prices and oil tax cut extensions through August. Import quotas and financial aid will help ease living costs. Tax breaks on vehicle purchases will continue through the year. The central bank cut its 2025 growth outlook to just 0.8%. Consumer inflation fell to 1.9% in May, below forecasts. Tragedy has struck a community celebration in the United States. 3 people, including a child and a woman, were killed during a shooting at Utah's Fest on Sunday. Police in West Valley City say an argument broke out between 2 groups at the festival. As police officers approached, a 16-year-old pulled out a gun and opened fire. An 18-year-old man, a 41-year-old woman who was a bystander, and an 8-month-old infant lost their lives. An officer fired at the suspect but did not hit him. The teen was later taken into custody. Westfest is a popular annual event celebrating the diverse cultures of West Valley City. This year's festival ended in a heartbreak. Investigations are now underway into what led to this deadly outbreak of violence.